Okay, family, we're back hunting the signs on Stellarium. We're here March the 17th, 2023. I found some very interesting alignments and signs in the heavens. Wanted to share them with the body. Here we have the Sun and Mercury and Neptune with asteroid METIS, which equates to Corona, blessed, woman, the mark, Charles, and wedding. So when I found these equations to this main belt asteroid aligning here on the day of the equinox with Mercury the messenger, with the Sun, that alignment always tells me that there's something going on. When I saw this METIS and the Sun with Mercury, it automatically, with the code alignment, it clued me into the wedding ring eclipse on October the 14th. And so I wanted to do a little more research, and what I found is pretty amazing. It aligns with my last video. We're going to try to make this as fast as possible. I know the 40-minute videos are tough to watch, so we're going to try to make these as quick as possible and do them in smaller videos so it's easier to watch and grasp. So Neptune has always been seen as a water sign, and Mercury, as the messenger, is always closest to the Sun. And when we see these alignments with other bodies, there's usually really important messages that are displayed in the heavens, and it's up to us, the Mazzaroth watchmen, to try to decode these meanings in the heavens. When I saw this alignment with the asteroid and its final position on my end date of 12/26 from the last video, I wanted to give you guys this breakdown. So here we go with these alignments. I'm going to scroll out. We see asteroid METIS, the Sun, Mercury, Neptune. It's in the constellation of Pisces, and it's as if it's giving a message to the southern fish. And for those of you who have done your Mazzaroth research, this is seen as a message to the Jews, and it can also be a message to the left behind, but it can also be a time marker for the northern fish. And we see here in that same play, we see the king and the virgins, the Vestal virgins. Vesta in this breakdown to me has always shown me the movement of the virgins through the heavens, and METIS and Vesta have got a very, very close association in their movement through this period. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk forward, and we're going to see this movement of where METIS aligns. I believe it's 1 month further, and we see Vesta and the Sun with the northern fish alignment. and we see METIS making its move 1 month later. Now we have a sign to the northern fish, which is now the moon aligning with METIS and Jupiter. And I believe that just happens here. We can see that up close. We have the moon and METIS and Jupiter within this northern fish sign. And this has always been a sign to the called out church, the ones who are looking, waiting for their blessed hope. And they are also considered the wise virgins. And if you know your Mazzaroth research, then you will see how that ties to the other signs that are associated with Pisces. And you can do your research on Andromeda, and you can see how that is tied. Andromeda, do some research on that. We may have time for me to get into that, but we're just breaking down this sign. So we see METIS and the moon aligning with the northern fish, and then we see METIS make its transition through this period here, and on 10/14, what we're going to do is show you METIS is inside of the Silver Gate. We're going to show you how on 10/14 we have a very special alignment, and I did not put that in the last video because there were many other watchmen who have done videos on this, and a lot of you already know that this was a wedding ring eclipse. And so we're going to show that now. This is a wedding ring eclipse that we're seeing here from West Coast perspective. This was on 10/14, just after 9 a.m. And we see the wedding ring is actually in the hand of Virgo. And so we can see how this is also on the wheat, and that's showing a harvest. And we have Mercury there as a messenger and Mars there as a witness. This is very important when you go through the rest of these signs. I believe that when you look at METIS and you equate that with the corona, that METIS was giving us a sign of this corona. And I looked and I could not find these signs prior a couple years or after multiple years. It doesn't happen again until 2028, but these exact signs do not exist. This is the year that we see a perfect alignment of the wedding sign in the heavens, and it all ties to this special alignment with METIS and the moon and the sun and all of these greater lights, the planets, and the lesser lights, the stars, that are telling us a great message. So as we transit through this 1014, we get to this point, and I need to get to 12:26, and we're going to pull up the sun, and then we're going to pull up METIS. Okay, so now, if you remember my last video, how I was saying that there are silver gate and a golden gate, and that on December the 26th, that we have this sign within the golden gate and the silver gate, with the sun in the golden gate and the moon in the silver gate. Well, I didn't have this other alignment with METIS. And so we see here in the hand of Ariga, which is a sign of Messiah, we have the moon, which is considered the bride. We have Vesta in the other sign of Messiah, which is the conquering one, and then this is considered the sacrifice, which both sides are a picture of Messiah and his twofold work of sacrifice, and then the conqueror. We see the moon and METIS in the hand of Ariga, Vesta, the virgins, in the hand of the conquering one. And this is on the date that we see the sun. Let's go over to that and show you really quick where the sun is literally on the position of the deck of the boat. And for those of you who followed my Kadesh Culture channel, you'll remember that I had received years ago, I was making videos about how I believed that our escape was going to come with the signs of this boat. And if you remember, I believe it was either 2000, I think it was 2019. Let's go check this really quick while we're here. Let's go back to 2019. Okay, here we go. Here we go, family. Here it is, right here. Okay. What we have right here is the sign that I was in 2019 on December the 25th. I believed that this was our escape of the bride sign. And I was pretty convinced because of this sign. I had received many codes that I was breaking down, and they were all tied to this December Sagittarius sign. And if you know anything about the mazzaroth and you've done some deeper research into how the Son is essentially seated on the throne. He's at rest on the throne. A lot of people that haven't researched the ancient signs in the heavens, they might have the newer versions or the more astrological view of things. But from an ancient mazzaroth perspective, the tabernacle of the Son was when the Son was essentially seated on the throne, not moving. And that happens between the 22nd and the 24th, or essentially the 21st being the last day. The 22nd, the Son essentially dies. This is where the myths come in of the 3 days and 3 nights of the Son being dead. It goes below the ecliptic from the 22nd through the 24th, and then on the 25th it rises again. And what we see here on December the 25th, 2019 was the sign that I believed was our escape sign, and it was also in Hanukkah. And for those of you who remember back or were followers of my channel back then, you can go back and watch my videos on the Kaddish Culture site and see those videos. I believe they're still up. I have not been able to access that channel for years. I've done everything I could to try to get it back, but I haven't been able to get into it. So I'm creating a new channel, Tabernacle of the Bridegroom, and that's going to take me a little bit to get all the tools necessary to do the work if we're still here. If not, I'm just doing these to get the message out. We see these same signs aligning in 2023, where the Son is in that same exact position, and we have this boat is where these things take place. We're about to set sail because we have the Son still within the Golden Gate. This is still within that gate. Then we also have the moon, and she is directly inside of the gate. You can see that here. This is considered the Silver Gate. The Milky Way transitions directly between these two signs. And so we have METIS and the moon and Vesta right on the other side, both in the hands. The moon is also full. And so let's go through this period and you'll be able to see how this moon transits to full. So we're over here, it's 99% on 12/25. And here we go on 12/26. The moon enters its full phase as it gets closer to the Silver Gate. and it also transitions right into METIS. And here we go, family. We have a direct alignment. You cannot see METIS anymore. And METIS comes right out the other side. Let's find what happened to METIS. Okay, forgive me for that. Let's watch this transition here. So we see METIS and the moon coming into conjunction, and it happens here on the West Coast at 8 o'clock a.m. on the 26th. And I saw this as the bride getting the corona or the ring. And if you remember, we just saw the sign on 10/14 of the wedding ring eclipse, and on 11/13 we have the bride and the bridegroom aligning the altar, and then we have 12/12, the moon and the sun aligning in the hoopah. And then we have 12/26, the sun in Sagittarius at the head of the ship, while the moon and METIS and Vesta are in the Silver Gate. The moon is full in the Silver Gate. And to me, this is our greatest sign of the escape of the bride. For those of you who haven't seen Hourly Watch's latest videos, on the 27th, I believe this escape time is going to come within that frame, because I believe the moon is still full for part of the 27th. And I believe a full moon is one of our greatest signs of that escape. And I see this with the moon in the Silver Gate and the sun in the Golden Gate, and all these other signs that we see with METIS right there, family. And when we scroll out, we see Vesta, the virgins, entering into the Silver Gate, and there is a corona. And again, the other METIS meanings are blessed, woman, wedding. They all align with what we're seeing here in the signs. And so I wanted to share that with the body. Keep looking up. We are seeing the signs of the great wedding in the kingdom. The heavens are declaring to us that this is our year, because we do not see these signs again until 2028, and they do not happen in the same way. Have a blessed day. Keep looking up. Signs in the sun, moon, and stars.